Hey there, Sagittarius. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. Sorry I missed the April readings. I had some of them done, but not all of them, and I didn't want to just upload a few signs and not all of them. But anyway, here is your May 2019 tarot reading. So happy spring for those of you that live in the Northern Hemisphere. I think it's supposed to snow in a couple days, but that's okay. I held off on planting anything or doing too much gardening. It's hard, but so we have a lot of wands for you guys already. So that's really oh, and the star, beautiful. Yeah, so wands are about energy. Oh, and the world card. Wrapping something up. Time to wrap something up. Really, so with the Two of Wands, this, to me, the wands are, again, motivation, energy, enthusiasm, things like that. And with the Two of Wands, it's like, okay, I need to really be thoughtful and make a decision about where I'm expending my energy. I don't believe we have endless energy. We have to sleep. We're human. We have limitations. And so we need to be mindful and thoughtful about where we're expending energy and whether it's a wise use of our energy. So this is taking some time because you are exhausted. I mean, this Ten of Wands is being overburdened, and we can get to this state for a lot of reasons. It can be our own doing. We just take on responsibilities that aren't ours. We're martyrs. We feel like we're the only ones that, oh my God, excuse me. We're the only ones that know how to do things right, so we'll just do it. It can be sort of from that sort of angle, or it can just be that we have too many interests and we want to do everything, or we want to help. So we're always volunteering for everything at school and everything at work, and just to the point where we've spread ourselves too thin. It can also be not speaking up in partnerships and saying or in vocalizing that you need help, being afraid to ask for help. And that is mirrored here by the Five of Pentacles, because this is a lack mentality, and I don't have enough time, I don't have enough help. But the lesson behind this card is if you ask, people are there to help. But you do have to ask. But it's really truly, though, a mindset and wrapping your head around why you're in that position. Where are you spending all your energy? And the Three of Wands really asks you to zoom out and to really look at the big picture and try to get out of the day-to-day routine of getting up early, trying to get a workout in, or maybe you can't get a workout in and that you're just like, I'm too exhausted and I've gained weight, or I don't feel healthy, or whatever. And you're starting to like, I really need to look at my priorities here. I need to zoom back, zoom out, realize that this grind I'm in right now of getting up, going to work, shuttling the kids around, whatever it is, working more than one job, going to school and working and all that, like either I have to keep it in perspective that it's temporary, especially if you're in school or something, it's temporary. But if it's become your life, really, I envision this guy just dropping all of these wands, these rods, these burdens, just like, I've had enough, throwing them to the ground, and then really looking at each one and being like, is this my burden to carry? is this a burden, metaphorically a burden I'm carrying that I need to let go of, that isn't serving me? Is it resentment? Is it something from childhood? Am I trying to prove something to someone that doesn't even care, isn't even worth my proving it to? Do I have this belief in me from childhood or society that I have to do this? I have to be the perfect mom. I have to be the perfect husband. I have to have the perfect job and the perfect house and drive the perfect car. And like, what is behind these? Can I not say no? Am I afraid of someone being mad at me if I say no? Am I not speaking up in my relationship? And have I set up a situation where I just do everything? Is it my own issues? Like um, I'm the only one who can do things right. Do you need to sort of look at that? Examine how you got yourself into this position, and then figure out what's really important. Because it's all about healing. So I do think there's a lot of emotional, mental, past baggage that you're carrying that it's time to let go of, the resentment. Maybe you busy yourself to keep your mind occupied, to not have to deal with bigger, realer, more important issues. But if you are so busy, I almost see like OCD, but to the point, where you're just busying yourself with tasks and physical things and things you have to do, so you don't have to deal with the thing you really have to deal with. And once you can get past, like, you're holding on very tightly to something that actually really needs to let go. And that's sort of exhausting you. And you almost are like, you don't realize it. And you're like, oh, it's kind of simple. Maybe this is competition. Maybe you're living your life trying to compete with someone else or prove something to someone else, something someone said in your past. Oh, like you just let it go, man. Like, I love those commercials for Let It Go, where the guy's like being chased by the cops, but he's like still dragging his washing machine. This decluttering, and I know there's some show on Netflix. I haven't seen it because I'm not interested in like learning how to be neat. Like OCD, I have an aversion to because I was married to someone with it, and it really can be destructive to other people as much as to the person that has it. And I'm sorry if you do, because it's not your fault. And I know it's a burden, so I don't mean to be insensitive, but the organizing shows just is like, I don't need to, like, I know how to clean. I know what I need to do. It's just not something I'm like really into, so I don't want to watch a show about it. But I have been into decluttering, and I didn't know what to do with the stuff. I didn't know, so I figured out I could actually sell a lot of it as great baby stuff from my son, who's now 13, and I'd spent a lot of money on, and it's in good shape, and it can go to new people. I can make some money and keep it out of the landfill, so that's really nice. But if it's emotional baggage, I mean, therapy is always the right. I say I don't want someone to tell me how to organize, but maybe I should watch that show, and that's the type of resistant you're doing. Like, I don't need a therapist to tell me. Well, I know my dad was an asshole growing up or whatever. So I guess just both of us need to examine that, are resistant to something that could potentially really help us, and that maybe we're in the situation because we think we know, but we don't know. And it's our own ego preventing us from getting past this and really healing and being able to move forward. It's funny, she does talk about house and home and finances, going to a financial expert and just spending the money for one session for someone to give you, like, here's how you set up a budget. Here, you could probably find it on YouTube too, but just be open open to trying something new, to getting a plan in place, to release some of these burdens, whatever the burdens you are. And you may not even realize you're carrying a burden. And once, like, then you have this pages have energy. They're young, they're new. This Page of Wands is new energy. You find you have the energy to work out, to do things. You have the time and energy freed up once you've released these burdens, to live the life you've wanted to. So I think you're going to find you've been barricading. That's not the right word. Stagnating. You've been stuck, and you've been kept yourself stuck to not deal with some bigger issues. But once you kind of face them, you realize they weren't as big of an issue as kind of you made them out to be. Once you were able to work through them, and you're just like, oh my God, I can move forward now. And so it's really a whole new beginning of, like, a whole new phase of life for you. You're wrapping up that old, I keep myself so busy, I can't have it be enjoyable, I can't have fun, to healing and being like dreaming and moving forward, and like, let's go to New Zealand. Maybe you had lots of fears about traveling, fears about, like, it was all fear-based, I feel like, and you're letting go of a lot of those fears. Well, if I don't do that, that person might not like me. If I don't do that, I might lose the job. And you're getting to the place you're like, I can't, I don't need to do everything. And I'm letting go. And I feel so much lighter. I do. I feel like you're going to be lighter, either like literally, or you're just going to feel lighter because you're letting go of stuff. This is a theme that's been coming up. That's why I feel like sometimes I really only need to do one reading, because I feel like I repeat myself in a lot of these signs. But yeah, it's really going to be beautiful. Like, you leaving May, you're just gonna be like, oh my God, you're just gonna feel free and happier, and yeah, ready for just new possibilities. It's gonna be exciting. All right, Scorpio. Thank you. And your fixed sign. I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart, so I'm talking to myself too. A lot of Scorpio. So yeah, so being more flexible, opening up.